What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back another video. Today, Shang-Chi is in the house. Super excited for this one, but I kind of wish they had released Wenwu at the same time so we could pose them up. They didn't do that. That's okay. Let's roll. Here we go, guys. We got the box Shang-Chi right here. Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi right here. And that's nice little gold foil action right here that goes kind of up, down. There we got a photo, which that's a live action photo. That's a figure because he's got rooted hair. Unless they made a ridiculously sculpted rooted hair version, then they never give it to us. So I don't think that's. But Simu right there, looking awesome. We got Shang-Chi on the side. Nice little artwork going on the side. We got the back. There we go. MMS. Whatever the hell this is, 614. There it is. So I do have, if you bear with me, I got the tray right here. And let's see what this thing's all about. So there's two trays. There's one on top. There's one on the bottom with a whole lot of stuff in it, which is kind of ridiculous. But I want to take a look at this head sculpt if we can. Let's see if we can get this tape out of here. Get out of here. Let's take a look and see what we got. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. Dang. That's not bad. It's not bad. Nice little texture going on. I like the texture on there. It's like a I don't know, it's 3D print, screen printed, however they did that on the fabric. That's nicely done. Simple black pant. Nothing crazy going on with that. What else we got? We got the amount of accessories here is actually quite ridiculous. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 8, 10 hands because you got 2 on the figure. We've got these swap out forearms that have the rings already attached to them. Some nice paint applications like green there and then gold there. That's kind of cool. We got that. We've got individual rings. So we've got 10 of these guys. Nice little inscriptions there. What the heck it says? Who the heck knows? I don't know. It might say nothing. And look at these things. Like, what the heck? This may require me to actually look at the instructions to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do with all this stuff. I don't know. There's that. We got the figure. We've got bow staffs. Look, good gracious. Holy crap. That is huge. Oh, there's a spot here for the rings, so that's kind of cool. I mean, that is a large effect right there. So we got that guy. We got some more effects. Let's get all this stuff out, take a look at it, and figure out how the heck we put this thing together. So yeah, we got a ridiculous amount of accessories with this. It's honestly, and the last time I unboxed a figure that had this many accessories was probably the InArt Joker. That was the most recent one, but I'm thinking back, like the Clone Trooper Deluxes, the 501st, like they had a pile of accessories, but this takes the cake, I think, very much. But let's go ahead and get in. Let's keep the simple stuff out of the way. We have this nice base. We got the little logo there, Shang-Chi. We got the Legend of the Ten Rings, simple print there. Nothing crazy with this. You do get a dynamic stand, and you do get a waist grabber, which would have been nice if it had the little the crotch support thing here. That would have been really nice. I wish they would just start giving us those. They give us those on Iron Man figures, but I don't know why. Nothing else. What else? Let's go with this. We have 2 bow staff here, and I want to kind of get into this thing. This one is the standard one, I guess, if you want to call it that, but it's nice metallic paint. I got the lights bouncing off that thing. That is gorgeous. Nice wood grain here. It is not wood, just throwing that out there. But there's some nice texture going on here, all the way on the other end. But you do get a second one of these, which is more magical in color, if you will. Put these side by side so it'll make sense. The second one's it's got a little translucence to it, and I guess it's more activated with the ring power. But I dig that very much. You do get 2, so you get to decide which one you'd rather display. This one's more visually appealing to me, just the way the light's bouncing off of it. But nice to have both, right? We got that. We do have his necklace, which was the point of contention for the beginning, the first act. So we got this guy going right here. It's a nice paint application, honestly. It's like a clear, plasticky, you see how the light's bouncing off of it? I dig that. Nice little nylon string here. And guaranteed that if this does not go on the figure or in the box, you will lose this. So probably we'll just end up on the figure. So I don't have to worry about that. Pile of hands. So we got 2 fist hands that come on the actual figure. You can see the paint coloration from the forearm to the hand. I think they did a good job matching that. I don't really have too much issue with that. Exposed wrist joints, it's going to be a thing, but we'll deal with that later. We got a pile of hands though. We've got right and left version of this guy. I mean, the paint application looks on point, just like Hot Toys always does. We have, this one's a little different. We have right and left gesturing hands. These are a little different. And we'll have to use these in conjunction. I don't know what exactly to call them. Fighting hands, maybe. We got some more hands here that have this like claw deal going on. So there's that. And then we have 2 staff holding hands. So you can put those in there. So that's kind of cool. The other stuff is going to get kind of interesting. So you get switch out forearms. I'm unsure if I'm actually going to use these. I don't know because honestly, I'm just not a fan of this whole mechanism where you change out the forearm, especially when you've got to like remove it from underneath clothing. Like it's just a pain, and this is fairly tight, and I don't know. We'll see. I may or may not mess with that. I have been undecided, but there it is. The rings, and I'll show this later when we get some better lighting. The rings, all of the rings, have a UV effect on the green section or gold section, I guess, if you will. So we'll throw that out there. It's kind of cool. It does not come with a UV light, so I have one. We'll kind of show those to you, but nice there. I think the paint coloration on these forearms is matched, so no issues with that. Just the functionality of switching those out is kind of a pain. I'm not sure if I want to do that. We do have 10 rings. We kind of showed those earlier. We'll kind of get as close as we can right here so you can see there is some inscription going on there. Not even going to try and think that says anything. It probably does, knowing Hot Toys. But I don't know what it is. But you do get 10 of these guys, and you will need them to add on to the other effects. Specifically, this guy. So you're going to get a right and left version of this, and this is gorgeous. I mean, it's a heavy chunk of plastic, and I'm curious how the joints on the figure are actually going to hold up to support this, because it's got some weight to it. But nice orange down here, all the way goes down to translucent. It's almost a blue. It's clear, but it looks like it's leaning towards that blue. And then on the underside, you will see there are spots for the rings here. So they're just friction fit on there. As such, I have a feeling I'm going to end up losing some of these rings just because these go on there okay, but it's not like it's not magnetic, or there's no click or audible click or tactile click that you can feel like they're just there and not going to come off. But we'll see how this goes. So there's one more here. Give you a shot there, and there should be one more that goes somewhere. Oh, see there? It already came off. It already came off. This is what I'm talking about. I want to, like, that one doesn't really want to stay on all that great. And there should be one that goes here. Yeah, right there. So there's that. So that's how they go on. Will they stay on there? I don't know. But that's a hella cool effect, I'll be honest with you. I like that very much. That's actually pretty cool. And I imagine if you wanted to, you could just take the rings and put them over the forearms if you didn't want to switch these out. But the difference is these forearms have smaller rings. So large, goes down to medium, goes down to small. Whereas if you were just to throw these on there, it would just pretty much just sit on the wrist. It wouldn't look as cool. So, I mean, you could do that, but there's a reason they included this. Then you got these guys right here, which you got 2 of these. This is just cool. I imagine what's going to happen with this, based on instructions, is you're going to take the hand off. This goes over the forearm, and it just sits there, and you've got like an exposed wrist peg. So we'll see how cool that looks, but it might look a little weird. We'll see. There's a nice like felt padding or something in there. Beautiful piece of accessory. And then this guy is freaking cool, man. They're going to take up a lot of room. But look at the detail and all the resin, the oranges and the yellows, and it goes down here. They've got one ring here, one ring here, one ring here, the other 2 here. So he's like casting out those rings. So he's gone from essentially this to casting out the rings. I mean, just cool stuff all around. But posing it's going to take a while to figure out what the heck I want to do with this. Now, our figure itself looks beautiful. I think the head sculpt is really, really well done. There's some nice texture going on there. I dig it. The only downside I can say with this is an action hero. He's doing, like, he's bouncing around doing flippy flips and karate stuff and all the stuff. And this expression, I'm not sure lends itself to that. We'll see. But I have some reservations on that. The texturing detail on the outfit is on point. I have no issues with that. I have seen some collectors post that he has overly large pecs. I mean, maybe, but is it enough to mess with? Nah, probably not. Not enough for me. I mean, I've seen some people modify them, whatever. I have no intentions of doing that. But there is some nice detail all around, even on the texture on the black sections here. His shoulders, it looks great. I am curious how this material is going to hold up to posing. I have a feeling it's going to be, I mean, it's like a Spider-Man material, right? So I have a feeling if you wanted to, it would stick to itself, kind of like some of the spider suits would do. So I think that might be a thing. The forearms, there's some texture here, some veins they've added and sculpted in. So that's kind of nice. And then this is just a simple black pant. There's really nothing. There's a pleat going down here. It's nothing crazy. And then we got some shoes. Somebody out there who collects shoes will probably be able to tell me what the hell those are. I'm not that guy, but there we go. Range of motion. We got a ball joint on the neck. We're going to be able to do pretty much whatever we want with that. Head can go back about that far. Head can go down about that far. That's nice. So there's a ball joint on the neck and on the head. So you got 2 points of motion there. No ratcheted joints there. This goes up fairly high. That's not bad. And look at this. So underneath, there's a different fabric material under there that separates the shoulder from this. So we don't have any crazy creasing going on. I like that. That's cool. Dig that. What kind of bend we're going to have here? Double bend elbow like that. Of course, you're going to have the seam down here. You're going to see the bend. And then, of course, this right here, this bunching up, no doubt that's going to crease. That's definitely going to be a thing. And we'll see. It doesn't bother me. But some people, they get a little particular about that kind of stuff. I'm sure got a double bend on there. We got plenty of ball joints and stuff going on here, even though that's like a ankle extender going on there. What else? Hips. Goes about that far. You can do splits, no problem. Torso-wise, I would expect pretty good amount of twist. Yeah, pretty good amount of twist. And ab crunch. Yeah, you can do pretty much whatever we want to do. So the question really is, how creative can we get with the posing? That's really what we got to find out. So let's go. So here we go. We've got Shang-Chi looking all kinds of awesome in a basic pose. This is one you could pose just like this. It would look awesome on the shelf. You wouldn't worry about stressing out anything. A little bit of bend in that right elbow. But it looks pretty good. It's very simple. And balance-wise, you don't have to worry about it falling over in the slightest. So we're going to definitely do some more dynamic fighting poses. So stay tuned for that. But I just want to talk about the suit material and the overall aesthetic of this figure real quick, like if I can. And I must say, they absolutely nailed the head sculpt. It's on the money, guys. Absolutely on the money for the head sculpt. So well done, JC Hong and the team. You guys absolutely nailed this thing. It is quite fantastic. You can see a little bit of a pectoral stuff going on there. You can see a little bit of that. But in person, it's not that bad. I think the way the light's catching it, I'm not too terribly worried about it. I love the texture and the sheen they've got on the upper part of the shirt, I guess, if you will. I very much like that. You can see the way the light's bouncing off that guy, and it just looks fantastic. The pants, not a whole lot to write home about. They're black pants, and then you got some shoes and whatever. But overall, I mean, they nailed it. So if you're thinking about picking this up, definitely would do that. I'm definitely going to be getting Wenwu, the fighting version, not the suit up version, and we'll pair those together when he does finally arrive. But let's do another pose. As our Shang-Chi rotates around, I have included 2 of the 10 ring effects and 2 different ways to attach them, so you guys can use whichever one you want. It's based on the instructions. So here we go. It looks all kinds of fantastic. So the first one is you can actually slide the this effect over the forearm. You can remove the hand, slide that over the forearm, peg in one of the hands. So you can do it that way. The other way is I've got it on his right hand is you can actually just use the fist and it will friction fit onto the hand. Now, neither one of these is really all that fantastic of a way to do it. So I don't really have a preference on which one you want to use because there's flaws in both. So the one, if you're going to use the slide over the wrist peg and put the hand back on, the weight of the effect will rotate around. And I'm curious to see, and I have a pretty good suspicion that it will end up damaging the forearm. So it'll rub some paint. It's not a solid fit. You can focus for me. That'd be great. There's not a solid fit for that. So the gravity's going to kind of grab it. The other one is friction fit onto the wrist or onto the hand and the clenched fist hand. I have some feelings about that one as well, that you're going to rub the paint off of that. So neither one of these is a fantastic way long-term for displaying this. And it's a little finicky, honestly. But regardless, depending on how you want to have yours displayed, you have those options that Hot Toys has so graciously given us. And yeah, they look pretty good when you get it posed up. Now, I have switched out the dynamic flight stand for just an extra crotch grabber stand that I had laying around. They're interchangeable, so if you got an extra one, you'll have no problems switching that out. Because I really didn't want the extra crotch grabber situation just taking up real estate. This thing is glorious. I mean, it does look quite good, right? So I think the ring effect is pretty cool. The flame effects, I'm a fan of it. I think they did a good job on it. However, the way it attaches to the figure, I think, I don't know how else they're going to do it. It would have been nice to have some kind of padding or something if you're going to slide this over the forearms so you don't damage it. I think that would have been a nice touch. I don't think magnets would have been strong enough to support the weight of these effects. I just don't see that being a thing. But it does look pretty cool depending on whichever way you want to display yours. I think it looks pretty stinking cool. We'll pause this right here. And yeah, whichever way you want to do it, looks great. I'm not sure where mine's going to end up being posed at yet. We'll see. Let's keep going. Now, to be fair, if I was using the stand, I think I could have made this pose a little bit more better. I think it could have had that, his right leg more extended, but I didn't really want to use the stand. But you could cheat and use the stand and get a little bit more motion out of this guy. So having some fun with this guy. Honestly, posing him's not too big a chore. There is a little bit of restriction when it comes down to the shoes, just because they're high tops. It is what it is, right? But he does look quite menacing and quite fantastic. I will echo what I said earlier about the energy effects being too heavy for the hands. It's a thing. It's a thing. Not sure. I'm probably going to end up using them in the final display. Just haven't landed on the pose that I want to use yet. Do not try this at home. I'm just kidding. You can try it anyways. This actually took a good amount of time to try and balance and try to get that leg way up high. You got to adjust the hip, and then you want like the bottom leg straight down, and you got a torso twist, and then you got to balance that the ring effect on the actual end of the shoe, which was a challenge. And I have a feeling if I start spinning this thing, it will actually fall off because you get two ways to attach it, just like you do with the hands. You can actually remove the shoe and attach it through. There's a hole, just like you would on the hand, or I have it just placed over the shoe like a sock on top of the shoe or whatever you want to call it. That's how I've got mine set up, and I think it works just fine. And this guy looks pretty stinking cool, if I say so myself. Now, I did plan on bringing Trevor out here, the fake Mandarin, but honestly, I don't know where the hell he's at in my move of stuff and boxes, and I ain't sure exactly where he's at the current time. So I'm sure some other reviewer will probably break him out. But This is a pretty solid figure. Pretty excited to see how Wenwu shows up, which I would expect to see Wenwu very soon. Like it was in the coming soon thing, along with some other clones. So I would expect to see that pretty soon, and I'm pretty stoked to get these two posed up together because it was a great movie. But like I said earlier, I got mine at Pop Collectibles. You can check them out in the link in the description below. Let me know your thoughts on this particular figure. Are you getting Shang-Chi? Like, is it something that's on your radar, or is it because it's kind of like it's a great figure, but it may not be on everybody's radar right now? So let me know with all the other releases we got going on. If you want to check us out on Patreon, do that. It's a link down there for that. And check out the Facebook group, Jedha Patrol. As always, collect what you like. See you next time.